Hey guys! Well, we are going to paint our cardinal today, and all of you are going to start off with your canvas, and it's been painted blue, but so that you can see my pencil marks, I'm going to just use the white canvas and paint on this. But you already have your blue background, so now I want you to get your pencil, and we're going to sketch out our bird. And remember, we're going to use light lines, very light, not going to press down really hard so that we can paint over it, and we can erase if we need to, and so we don't want to bear down, so just lightly sketch it out. And so I want you to paint your bird vertically, so long ways. So we want hamburger, not hot dog. And then, let's see, we're going to draw our bird first. Our bird's going to be perched on a branch, but we're going to draw our bird first. So I want you to it's going to take up probably this much space. So about right in the middle, we're going to draw an oval. I'm just lightly kind of drawing an oval. And then we're going to draw a circle here. So this is where my body and then my head is going to be. So can you see it? I'll make it a little darker. So, and then I'm going to go ahead, so I'm going to draw the spiky hair of the red cardinal. It's coming out there, and then the little beak coming out right there. And then I'm gonna draw, so I'm gonna make my belly come out a little bit bigger. So I've got my shape, my basic shape, and now I'm gonna start forming it to my bird. Okay, then it's gonna have a little wing over here. And I'm gonna see the other wing peeking out over here. And then I'm going to connect these two. Make it line up. Here's my branch. So my branch, remember, it's bigger closer to the tree and gets thinner the farther out it gets. I'm going to draw a few branches, and my little toes, then my tail. Okay, so that's basically our shape, and we're going to paint over all this. We can even erase that if you want to. I may even adjust this as I paint. We just want to basically know where to paint. Okay. So now you should already have your paint out, and these are our colors. Red, a little bright reddish orange, red, a little maroon, black, white, brown, and green. And your brushes, and we're not going to use any water for this. We're just going to wipe it off on our paper towel. If you have a cup of water, then that's just to put your brush in when you're done so that the paint doesn't dry on your brush. But I'm going to go ahead, and so we usually paint from dark to light when we're using acrylics. So we want to paint our dark colors first. But since we're not using water, and I don't want to get our bright reds muddy with the dark colors, I want to not paint our black parts first. So first, I want you to take the maroon, and we're going to use the maroon first all over the bird except for the wings. So we're going to paint on the body. Remember, our paintbrushes in the ballet. We use only the tippy toes. We don't press down hard and break our bristles. And we're gonna carefully paint in the lines. We don't have a lot of paint. See, I only dipped my paint in once, and I don't want it really thick because it won't have time to dry to put our next layer on. Okay, so I'm going to wipe that color off, and then I'm going to take the bright orangey red and do my beak with the side of my brush. I'm just using the corner. The beak is kind of small. And actually I forgot to paint my tail the maroon color too. I have my beak the bright orange. And I'm going to take some more of that bright orangey red and go over just the belly part, kind of mixing it in right there on the belly. And then this is, so just like our sphere and our shapes, we're going to have, this is our dark parts like our core shadow, and then we have our highlights. So our light colors are going to be reflective light. So we don't want to paint the whole bird, just the light is coming from the left side. We're just going to paint light colors on the left side. I'm going to put a little bit of red back in there. I don't really like that orange yet. Make my tail darker. So now I'm going to take that red color, not the bright red, not the maroon, the middle color, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to it, not too much. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that orangey color. I don't want it to be pink. Add a little more of that. I want it to be a good bit lighter. Just a little pink. So this is my highlight. And it's going to go on the left side. Go ahead with my bird. Okay. Now I can go back and add the black in. So get a little black, wipe that off, wipe the red off my brush with the paper towel, and then go in with the black and paint my wings. Got a wing there. A little bit of a wing over here. And then black around the beak. And it comes down a little bit on his neck. So I see a little spot where my paint is gapped. Okay. Now, so notice I've got the dark red here, and then it gets lighter on the side, so it makes my bird look three-dimensional. I want to add a little dark on the side of my tail. So we're gonna come back to our bird. Actually, I'm gonna take that bright, my bird's belly to come out just a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the brown, wipe that color off, and I'm gonna paint in my branch. Carefully. I want my branches to be kind of dainty. I don't want it to be a really thick log. Come back. So we're gonna paint snow over our branch. Then I'm gonna take the tip of my, I wiped the brown off. I'm gonna take the tip of my brush and just dab it in the black and paint my toes. I'm gonna have 3 toes on each foot, and they're just gonna overlap the branch like it's holding on to the branch. And when that dries, I can go back over it with a little bit of gray. I'm also gonna add a little highlight to my branch. I'm gonna mix brown and a little bit of that white and come back and put a little highlight under my bird. It's gonna be kind of covered up with the snow, but I just didn't want the branch to be all one color. And then I'm gonna wipe that brown off. Get a little bit more white on my brush, just a tad. Maybe I'm gonna wipe that off so it's just a little bit on my brush. I want to give a little bit of highlight in my wing over here. Maybe a little. Just a couple of strokes there. And on that side. I want my tail to be darker, like it's in shadow. Tail needs to be a little wider. Okay. And then I need to do its eyeball. That black comes. I'm just fixing mine a little bit. Okay. So, make sure my brush is wiped off. I'm gonna dab it in white, the tip of it again. And then right next to the beak, in the middle of that black, I'm gonna dab a little white. And then I'm gonna dab it and wipe the white off, and then dab a little bit of the black. And I'll make a little circle. Did you see that? So I kind of shaped the white with my black and made the white have a little outline of my eyeball. Then I'm going to take that maroon, and my brush is still, it's kind of a little dirty, which is good, and I'm going to take a maroon, just a little bit of the maroon, and a flat brush, and make my beak line. It's a little thick. Actually, I don't like that at all. I'm gonna do it with black. Very carefully. Oof. Let me wipe my brush off really good and try to make that line really thin. It's a difficult part. Well, maybe if I go back. A little. See, even I mess up sometimes. I mess up a lot. Okay. That kind of looks okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to, pretty good looking bird. Now I'm going to take the green and go over my branches right here. Just get a glob of green on my brush. We're going to paint white snow over this, but I want the green to come through a little bit. So cover up the end of your branch, and I think this is pretty much all I can do now until it dries completely, and then I can add the snow on the tips. So I'll do a little close-up of the bird so far before we add our white snow and blue background.